guys, and welcome to another battle report. This is a 2500 point game. We're preparing for the Swedish Master, and I'm facing up the Vampire Covenant. So we're playing the secure target scenario, and the deployment flank attack. I get to be the attacker, and I have a lot more drops than him, so I could just place my army where I wanted. So this is how I choose to deploy. First to the left I got my caimans. There is, you cannot see it, but behind that forest over there is one of the objective markers, and the other one is in the middle. Then I got my snake swarm, a unit of skink hunters with a chieftain in it. Then I got my tri-scooters. Then I got my big Saurian warrior block with a skink chief in it, and he got the ring. I also got my lord with the buffer's helm, 1-up save, 4-up ward, and a +1 strength sword, as well as a scarvet with a 1-up armor save. Behind them I got my skink unit bunker with the short bows. In there I got my level 2 of heavens with a scroll, as well as my BSB. Then I got another unit of skink hunters next to them, and my 2 spike lizard furthest to the right. And here is my other flank. I first off got the Triscutus with the Altar of Snake Gods. Then I got a Salamander, a unit of Skink Hunter, and my Stygiosaur. And my plan is basically rush up with the Stygiosaur, throw a redwood chaff into the flank of his flying undead monster, and yeah, that's it. So over to his deployment. As for spell, I roll Thunderbolt and Wind Blast, so I can change the Wind Blast to the Blizzard spell. So for his deployment, since I were able to choose, I could face whatever I wanted. So he started off dropping some direwolves to the right and some more direwolves. Then he got a unit of gas storm unit. Behind them he got his flying winged reapers. Behind them he got his bunker zombies unit with his level 4 cadaver wagon, path of vampiric, and a level 2 path of death. And in front of that he got a unit of zombies. Behind them he got his really hard pushing unit, which I want to avoid at all cost. His Bear Guard unit with his Vampire Lord, and that guy is tough as a nail. He got like 5 attacks, hitting on trees, reroll to wounds, strength 5, can get lightning reflexes thanks to the cadaver wagon in the zombie unit, and he got the one that gives you extra attack if you wound, so he's just brutal. You don't want to face him off. And then he got a unit of ghouls, and behind the cliffs he have hidden 2 units of giant bats, and furthest to his right he got a unit of direwolves. So unfortunately I did get the first turn because I didn't get to choose. So what I plan to do with the Stygiosaur to just move up and Amber Spear 5 dice Redwood Chaff into his Winged Reaper didn't work out for me, so because he would charge me with his ghouls. So him and the Salamander are just moving up to take care of his dire wolves. Other things I do is I shuffle around my line, push it forward a bit to make him feel like I'm pushing towards him, maybe make him scared a bit. The Spike with Lizard moves up to shoot at his ghoul because I want to make that unit as less of a combat effectively as possible. On the other flank I didn't push too much either because I'm scared of his Winged Reaper. My last cannon pushes up a bit to be within range to throw some Burning Bright on his Ghast Swarm unit, but that's it for a moment. Well, for magic I think I rolled a 2 or a 3 or something, so I couldn't really do anything. Hit a spell, I tried to throw Fireball and Burning Bright onto his gas unit, but he dispelled those. So in shooting, I take care of this Direwolf with my Salamander and my Stegosaur. But that's about it, what I did manage to do for my first turn. And yeah, over to the Vampire Covenant, and you can see here he pushes up a bit with most of his units. He isn't scared of me. I like that he have this big zombie block in front of his Burial Guard unit, because if I could stop the zombie block I could stop the Burial Guard, so that's kind of nice. But anyways, this is his moment. For his magic phase, he did get off some Death Snipe spell onto my Tri-Scutus. So over for my second turn, and I stayed back with most everything. Important thing, moves I made, I put my Salamander to spit down the flank onto his Ghoul unit, and I move up my Stegosaur to 5 dice Redwood Chaff into the flank of his Winged Reaper, but otherwise I just back off. I don't want his Winged Reaper or charging either my Caimans or the Tri-Scutus or anything, so I just back off. And yeah, that's it for my movement. Well, I did do some magic, but when I shoot 5 dice the Redwood Chaff into his flank of his Winged Reaper, I rolled pretty good without miscast, and he uses his scroll to stop that. I didn't use my Salamander misfire, so I suffered a wound. The Spike Lizard do some work onto his Ghoul unit, but not too much, so unfortunately I haven't been able to do much to his line as I wanted for my first couple of turns. So well, for his third turn he didn't push up too aggressively with his line. You can see his Winged Reaper pushes up a bit, but that's basically it. He uses the Gas Swarm unit to stop my Cayman from charging his Winged Reapers. For magic, he get a big magic phase, and he managed to get one of the Death Sniper spell off on my General, as well as the moving spell. So you can see now he have pushed up his line very far onto me, so he pretty much doesn't give me a choice. I will have to do some charges next turn or throw in some chaff already in turn 3 to stop his him marching forward. And what I do, my Cayman and my Snake Swarm charges his Gas Swarm, and my plan here is giving the Cayman poison for some extra wounds onto the Gas Swarm. Only one of the Gas Swarm can strike at my Snake Swarm. I move everything except for the Saurian Warrior out of the arc of his Winged Reaper, and I'm totally okay with the Winged Reaper, but when I charge my Saurian Warrior into the front, I'm okay with that. You can see I've thrown one Skink Chief in front of his Burial Guard and one in front of my Saurian Warrior, so he cannot charge my Saurian Warrior. I will just use the double flee maneuver to get away from his Burial Guard, and I think that's good, so I don't really have to sacrifice any of my units. You can see on this flank I have thrown my Snake Swarm in front of his Zombie Horde. That's because I don't want his Zombie Horde, zombie unit charges something and making way for his Ghoul unit to do some hard stuff onto me. So I my Stegosaur charge one of his Fellbat, and my plan there is I will overrun and get away from his Wrath from flanking me. The Spike Lizard and the Salamander are moving there to spit onto his Ghoul unit. And yeah, that's it for my movement. I think for Magic I did roll a very crappy Magic phase, so I couldn't do much. But you can see in his Ghoul unit are heavily depleted, cause my Salamander rolled well and his Spike Lizard rolled well, so he got like 10 dudes remaining. And unfortunately I think my Stegosaur rolled an 11 on the overrun, and he overruns and hit the flank of his zombie bunker, and that isn't too good. Unfortunately I didn't want that to happen, but yeah, he's in the flank of the zombie, so he is screwed, I think, unfortunately. Well, this picture's out of order, but basically it also showed the combat with the zombies and the snake swarm. I actually thought I had a good chance there because his weapon skill 1 and stuff like that, but yeah, I lost heavily and I only got 2 wounds remaining on one of my snake swarms, so remember that they will die next turn. It will be important later during this battle report. Well, in this combat I did really good. I put some hurt onto his gas swarm. He killed one of my snake swarm, and hopefully I will be able to kill the rest of them off next turn, so I will be free to charge in my turn 4. And well, this is his turn number 3. His Barrel Guard charged my first King Chief. It fled through the zombies, didn't take any wounds. Sorry. Now the zombies charged. I haven't lost all of my snake swarm yet. But anyway, the other Bear Guard unit redirected into the other Skink Chief, and I fled with that too, so he couldn't catch any of them, so he just pushes them forward a bit. The Ghouls unit turn around to face my lines, and you can see his single death ghost is going to charge the rear of my Tri-Scooters next turn, and I cannot even strike at any character or anything, so that's sad, unfortunately. So that's probably a dead Stegosaur. And here you can see his Wing Reaper are moved behind my lines now, and yeah, that's it for his movement. I think he had a pretty bad magic roll, so he couldn't do much, but yeah, here's the important combat I told you earlier about. His zombies are beating the crap out of my snake swarm, so keep that in mind for my turn number 4. Well, this is my turn 4, and this is actually a point during the game I think everything is going according to plan, and I think I have it. My Salamander and Spike Lizard move up to kill off his ghouls. I throw my 1 skink 5-man hunter unit in front of his Bear Guard, so they will have to charge them and then they will overrun away. Wouldn't hit my Saurs. I take my Saurian warriors to face off his Wing Reaper. If he will just fly away, I will just march away from his Barrel Guards, or he will charge me, and then I will just, I think, beat the crap out of his Wing Reapers. Everything else move out to the arc of his Wing Reapers. My Caimans charge a unit of Direwolves. My plan there is potentially later take care of his bunker with my Caimans and keep the objective. They are pretty much standing on that one. But anyway, if you see what I'm doing wrong, I have seen this so many times from other players, battle reports and so on. If you call this out, I didn't then, and I would realize, you will see in his next turn what fucking mistake I actually did here. There used to be a Ghoul unit there, but then I throw some Salamander and Spike Lizard shots at it, and now it's gone. And well, I overrun into this Direwolf unit with my Cayman. I maybe should have reformed, but then it will just throw his Direwolf in front of them, so I couldn't charge his bunker anyway. So I pretty much have to overrun into this unit and kill it, and that will make me free on his turn, so potentially I could charge the zombie unit if I'm lucky. And And well then, this zombie unit kill off my snake swarm, and then he reformed like this after killing them. But then when he realized what he can do, he reforms his zombies like this. And what this means is his zombies will charge my skink hunter unit, and they will pretty much bunch together, which will leave room for his battle guards to charge the flank of my Saurian warrior unit. So instead of what I should have done, I should have thrown out the Scarvet in front of his battle guard unit, but instead I do this mistake, forgetting that skirmish will bunch together when they charge. So unfortunately I pretty much throw my general and Saurian warrior block away on turn 4, and I thought I had this game in my pocket. So yeah, one big mistake can actually fuck up the whole game for you. Yeah, this picture is just showing me doing some damage to the zombies, kill a couple of them. Remember that the Stegosaur only have a D3 stomp, so yeah, I cannot kill too many of them, unfortunately. I win combat at least by 1 or 2, so I killed some zombies at least. And now you see what happened in his turn 4. His Wrath charged the ass of my Stegosaur. His zombies charge my skink hunter, and his battle guard charge the flank of my Saurian warrior, and he will probably break me, and I will run off the board, no questions asked. He slid his Winged Reaper a bit behind my Saurian warrior block, and that's basically his movement. Well, magic, he got some magic off, so his battle guard unit got lightning reflex, but I don't think they really need that. Here you can see after combat I actually did okay in this one. Since my general were in range, I got the leadership. Like I lost by 1 or 2, so I got a 8 cold-blooded and made it. So my skink are okay at least. Well, in this combat my Stegosaur put all of his attack to his Wrath. Hopefully I could do some wounds, and I actually did 2 to him. He didn't do anything to me. I lost by combat dress and I run away. He did not capture my Stegosaur, thankfully, but I only leadership 5 or 6 cold-blooded, so maybe I will not rally and just run off the board. Well, I doesn't have a picture of it, but of course the battle guard break my Saurian warriors. I think his champion challenge I take with my general. I kill his champion. His general killed 10 of my Saurian warriors by himself, so I just auto break off the board. I came and of course killed his dogs, and I were able to make off a charge into his zombie unit, and hopefully I can just wipe them off in 1 turn. So this is my turn 5. My salamander flank charges his giant bats, and my spike lizard moves up to spit onto his Wrath, hopefully killing off that one. I take one of my skink hunter unit and my skink chief into the flank and rear onto his zombie unit, because I charge downhill. I have a rear, I have a flank, I have a charge, and hopefully I can do some kills as well. Otherwise I pretty much stay out of his sight of his Winged Reaper. And yeah, that's it for my movement turn 5. Well, this picture is just showing that maybe if his Winged Reaper isn't moving, I will just flank charge them with both my Typhuscrutus and hope for the best. Maybe, I'm not sure yet. I wasn't sure when I moved them, but I have the potential to do that if I could do some wounds to them in magic and so on. And well, I 4 dice miscast, get off Burning Bright onto his Winged Reaper. I think I killed a dude, but I cannot shoot the last cannon anymore for this game, unfortunately. I did also get off a Thunderbolt onto his Wrath, and I wiped that unit off. My salamander in combat did manage to kill off the giant bats. In this combat I did almost manage to kill off all of the zombies, so they are almost dead. And yeah, the Cayman wiped the floor with the zombie bunker, so I take out his level 4, his cadaver wagon, his level 1 and his zombie bunker, and that's a big point swing for me. But unfortunately I am within shot range of his burial guard for his turn 5. So for Vampire Covenant's turn 5, first off he charges my Cayman and I just choose to flee. There was no reason to stay because he would have slaughtered them with his brutal lord. I did get away precisely. I think I have 1 inches to spare, so that's really good, and I will rally next turn on a roll of a 8 cold-blooded, so I think there will be no problem, hopefully. His Winged Reaper charged the ass of my flank skinks, and we got some 3 dead skinks there, but hopefully I can just slaughter his zombies as well, which I could, and his guys overrun into the flank of my skink chief, who is pretty much dead. For my turn 6, the most important thing, both my Stegosaur and my Cayman rally, and I reform them to a line there because I want to be within 6 inches of that objective and as far away from him as possible, so that's the best situation. I will just hope he failed that charge next turn. Yeah, that's basically what I can do. I move my Tri-Scoots away from his Winged Reaper. The Salamander and his Spike Lizard moves up to shoot at his Burial Guard. If they would make it into Cayman, they need to be as few as possible. So that's it for my movement. And you can see I put the Blizzard onto the Burial Guard. I got some shooting off, and I think there are no more than 15-20 dudes remaining, but I think unfortunately that would be enough to wipe the floor with my Caymans, unfortunately. And for his turn 6 he failed that charge into the Cayman, and that's good. So I could hold that objective, but unfortunately he held the objective in the center, so nobody gets some additional victory points for the objective keeping. And I didn't show you a picture of it. Of course he killed my skink chief, then he charged into the flank of my Tri-Scutus, and in that combat he did 2 wounds to me. I used my tail attack and I did like 4 wounds to him, I think. It's a push, or I lost by 1 but made it thanks to BSB, or I won by 1 and he is undead, doesn't suffer any wounds from it. So yeah, anyway, that's the game. And thankfully for me, even with my big fuck up with my Saurian warriors, I did manage to make this to a draw, so yeah, that's good. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this battle report. I hope I will see some of you at the Swedish Master, and feel free to comment at this if you have any questions. I will try to answer them as soon as I can. Feel free to like and start subscribing if you like what you're seeing, and that's it. Have a nice one.